Hi, how are you? I am feeling fabulous today. Does anybody feel more official and professional if they've got a pen in their hand? Like if you walk about with a pen in your hand, like you're more full of business. I always do, but let's put it down and be more professional without it. So I thought today we could have a wee chat about building habits and actually more specifically about probably the most quoted and most referenced book on building habits, Atomic Habits. I am not exaggerating when I say the book Atomic Habits changed my life. There was so many parts of this book that I read, and I'm like, unbelievable. My mind has been blown by this. If you have not read Atomic Habits, highly, highly recommend it. And I actually think James Clear, the guy that wrote it, I'm sure he's the one that narrates it on audiobook as well. And I actually used the book, as part of a way to create habits. I'll tell you more about it. But I thought we could start with, or cover today, four of what I think are the most helpful ways to build habits in Atomic Habits. There's tons of them. And the whole point of Atomic Habits is not making massive changes. It's wee tweaks that make a big difference to your habits. And the one that I probably use most often is the just do one. So see if you can't be bothered doing something like a work task, or you've got a project to work on, or a workout, or going for a walk, whatever it might be. I use this mostly with my business, that just start, just do one. So if you're sitting thinking, right, I've got to build 9 new workouts, and you're like, God, that's a big task, and you keep putting it off because you think, do you know what? Oh, it's going to take so long and it feels a bit overwhelming. Just start, just do one. So what I'll do is come to my desk, sit down, open up my laptop and think, do you know what? I'll just start building the first workout. I'll just create the workout, give it a name and put one exercise in. I'll just start, I'll just do one. I'll just add the first exercise to the first workout. And then actually, if I want to stop, I give myself full permission to stop. I very rarely do. And it is the same thing with, let's say it's getting your steps in, it's movement. People are like, oh, I don't want to go out a walk. It's going to be 45 minutes. It's kind of cold outside. Oh, it's cozy in the house, blah, blah, blah. Just put your shoes on and just walk to the end of the path. Put your shoes on, put your jacket on, go out your door, walk to the end of the path. See, at that point, when you have just done one, you have just done the first minute of the task. If you then want to come back in the house and you don't want to go out and even just do a wee bit of steps, just come back and give yourself full permission to just do one. Just do one rep, just do one exercise, just do 1 minute of the thing you're going to do. And then if you genuinely really can't face doing it, just stop. In my experience, it's very rare that you stop because actually the just getting started is the hardest part of it. Once you have started it, you're like, oh, actually, this isn't as bad as I thought. I might as well just carry on. So if it's going to the gym, just drive to the gym, go into the gym, do your warm up. If you want to leave at that point, just leave. But the chances are, being that you've done the hardest part, you have got there, you're unlikely to stop at that point. Just do the first 1 minute of something on Peloton. Jess Sims always says when you get on your bike and you clip your shoes in, the first thing she always says in a class is, check done. The hardest part is done. You're on the bike, you're clipped in. That is the hardest part of most things, is we imagine it's going to be really boring or really hard or really time consuming. So we put it off and put it off and put it off. But then once you get started, you're like, actually, this is fine. So habit building tip number one, just do one, whether it's one rep, one exercise, 1 minute of the thing you're going to do, one lap around the block, whatever it is, just do one. And once you start the task, you tend to carry on because it does seem to get much easier. The second thing that I use quite a lot from Atomic Habits is when trying to either build or break a habit, is that make it easy, make it hard. So if you're trying to build a habit, make it easy. Make that the easiest thing to do. Let's say you want to drink more water. On your desk, keep a bottle of water on your desk. So when you're going about in the morning, you're collecting up your stuff, you're getting your hot water bottle ready to come and sit at your desk. Grab your bottle of water, put it on your desk, and it means that it is right there at your hand. It is the It is the easiest thing to do. If this is the thing that's closest to me, would I maybe drink a can of Monster? Yes. But have I got my Stanley Cup full of water right next to me? Yes. So I'm probably going to grab that first. I'm not saying I'm going to drink the can of Monster because I probably am. But I have got a Stanley Cup sat next to me full of water. I'm going to drink that first because it's the easiest thing to do. So whatever it is the habit you're trying to make it easy. Leave your gym clothes out the night before. The day before, if you've got loads of tasks to do the next day in work, write them down, make a list, prioritize them so that you don't get to your desk the next day and be like, oh, where will I start? Make it easy for yourself. Set yourself up for success. So whatever the habit is you're trying to build, take all of the obstacles out the way and set it up so that that is the easiest thing you can do. It's like making your desk a nice place to sit. If my desk was covered in clutter and old teacups and notebooks and pens and letters and all this, am I going to want to sit here? Is it going to be the easiest place to sit? No, probably on the couch is going to be the easiest place to sit, but that's not where I'm most productive. Sitting at my desk is where I'm most productive. So, how do you make it easy? The habit you want to build, make it easy. And the habits you want to break, make it hard. Things like if you do not want to scroll while you're lying in your bed at night on your phone, put your charger in the kitchen, put your phone on charge in the kitchen rather than on your bedside table, because that makes it easy to get your phone, putting your phone in the kitchen on charge. Once you get in your bed, you're like, I'm not getting back up to go and get my phone. Make it hard. So think about it. How can you make your work tasks, your schedule, your workouts, your nutrition, what can you do to make it easy? Like meal prep, the big food shop. If it's already in the fridge, it is much easier than putting your coat on and putting your shoes on and going to the co-op. Even with the co-op, my co-op is literally across the street from my house, but it's still much easier for me to go to the cupboard or to go to the fridge. So if I have in advance bought the stuff in that I want to fill my diet with, it is much easier to go to the fridge than it is, especially in the winter, to get dressed and go to the co-op. Anybody that knows me really well is like, you don't go to the co-op, Ross goes for you. But we're not going to talk about that. And then any habits you want to break, how do you make it much harder for yourself to do that? Put obstacles in your way and think about making it easy, making it hard. You'll do the things that are easier more because that is what humans do. We do the things that are easier we do the things that are easier much easier. Yeah, it's easy to do the easy things and it's harder to do the hard things. So the habits you're trying to break, make it hard. The habits you're trying to build, make it easy. The third one that I use a lot, and I use this specifically for taking creatine and doing admin tasks, habit stack them. What are the things you already do on autopilot? The things that are never going to fall out of your routine, the things that you would never forget to do. Let's say making cups of tea. I'm never going to be like, do you know, after I made a cup of tea for 3 days, I will always remember to make myself cups of tea. So, keeping things next to the kettle that I want to build into my routine, like taking creatine, for example. So I know it clutters up the kitchen, right? But if my creatine is in the cupboard, I will forget about it. If the creatine is sitting next to the kettle, when I go to make a cup of tea in the morning, I take the creatine because it's sitting there. So I'm stacking those habits together. Whatever the habit is that you want to build, attach that to a habit you already have and habit stack them together. So things like taking your supplements, keep your supplements next to the kettle. Nobody ever forgets to put the kettle on. What are the things that you always do? Like if you want to add some sort of skincare into your routine. I've started using Skin and Me. Well, I've not started using Skin and Me. I've been using it for ages and I kind of fell away from it. Habits didn't work there. And then I've gone back to using it. Now, this is why my habit fell away and how I'm also rebuilding the habit is I keep the Skin and Me tube next to my toothbrush because I never forget to brush my teeth at night. I always brush my teeth before I go to my bed. So if the Skin and Me is in a drawer or it's in my makeup bag or wherever, if it's somewhere out of sight and something that I'm not doing at the same time every day or something that I don't do every single day, I'll forget to use the Skin in Me. So I keep that next to my toothbrush because I will always remember to brush my teeth. Hopefully I don't forget to brush my teeth. And when I see the Skin in Me sitting next to my toothbrush, I brush my teeth and then I cleanse my face, put the Skin in Me on, and that makes it much, much easier. If I had to remember to do the Skin in Me separately, I just won't. And that is why I stopped using it, because I put it in a drawer in the bathroom and I forgot all about it. Sounds simple, but stacking your habits together make things much easier to repetitively do them. And remember, for a habit, you don't have to do something every single day. Things you do consistently are habits. Do you know what? Even things you do annually are habits. Like if you go on holiday the first 2 weeks of July every year, that's a habit, but you do it annually. So that is something to think about when building habits. A habit doesn't mean you do something every single day. It means you do it habitually. You do it consistently. So even if it's something you maybe only do twice a week, like let's say putting petrol in the car. Who hates putting petrol in the car? Me. I hate it. I hate going to the petrol station. But I always go to Aldi on a Saturday because I need stuff for during the week. So whenever I go to Aldi, go to the petrol station, habit stack them together. What can you add together an existing habit that you have got and add on the habit that you want to create? Like, say it's for your business and you want to make a habit of doing a podcast. And then 3 weeks go by and you've not done any podcasts and you're like, oh, I keep forgetting about that. No, next week. What do you do in your business that you have got to do every single week? What do you do without fail? Something you never forget to do. Maybe it's a standing appointment. Maybe it's a standing meeting. Maybe it is, if you're a coach, your weekly check-ins. What do you have in your week that is set in stone? Habit stack your podcast with it. Something that brings you to your desk, that brings you to wherever you record your podcasts, and habit stack completing your podcast or recording your podcast with the one thing that you always do, like a meeting, your check-ins, something that's in your calendar. Business owners, you're all using Google Calendar, aren't you? Yeah, everybody, yay! If you're not using Google Calendar, another thing along with Atomic Habits that absolutely changed my life was Google Calendar. I used to always be like, I've got something to do. I'm forgetting something. And I was always had that in the back of my mind that I was supposed to be somewhere or do something and that I was forgetting about it. Google Calendar has literally changed that for me. Everything I do is in my Google Calendar. And you know what? See if it's not in Google Calendar, it doesn't get done. So see if it's not in Google Calendar, I just don't worry about it. Things like, and my pal actually laughs at me for this, every morning in my Google Calendar, I've got cookie, walk and shower. My pal's like, are you going to forget to walk the dog and go for a shower? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to forget. But if I put everything in it, everything I've got to do, I don't keep anything just in my brain, so I don't forget anything. And I can look at my week as a whole. So if you're not using Google Calendar, I would advise this, not just for business owners, especially for business owners and especially for online coaches. Get all of your meetings, everything, all your tasks, all of your workouts, your own workouts, get them in your Google Calendar. But not just for business owners, for everyone. Google Calendar works brilliantly. It's dead easy to move stuff about, but put everything in it. And this is one of the things, put your workouts in it. Your workouts are just as important as going to work, going shopping, picking the kids up, whatever it is you're doing in your week. Prioritize your workouts, make space for them and put them in your Google Calendar. So if you're not using Google Calendar yet, after you've read Atomic Habits, get yourself Google Calendar. Thank me later. The last point from Atomic Habits that I just absolutely love, and this is so vital for no matter what you're trying to create in your life, is get yourself in the right environment. Surround yourself with people who not only have the same goals, the people that you surround yourself might be a wee bit further ahead of you. They might be trying to achieve the same things. They might have already done what you're trying to do. But getting yourself in a community, an environment, and surrounding yourself with like-minded people and people that understand your goals, your struggles, what you're trying to achieve, people that just get you. I cannot stress enough, whether your goal is like fitness related, it is health, it is nutrition, it is business building, whatever you're trying to create with your life, the habits you're trying to create, the lifestyle you're trying to create, the rich life that you are trying to create, get yourself in an environment. It doesn't have to be in person. It can be online. You can join groups on Facebook. You can be part of communities. You can sign up with a coach, sign up with a business mentor. Put yourself in an environment of people that are already doing the things that you want to do, surrounding yourself with people who share your values, your goals, and who are already doing the things that you want to do is the absolute best way to create a habit, is creating that environment of people who have a similar outlook, people who have a similar vibe, similar values. And honestly, being surrounded with people who want to see you succeed, who can offer you advice, who understand the struggles that you're going through, who can share that journey, will make creating your habits and achieving your goals unbelievably easier. And especially when it comes to business building or fitness, the people that we have in our lives, our friends, our families, don't necessarily always get what we're trying to do. This is especially true of people who are on a fitness or a wellness journey and their partner isn't supportive, or people who are building businesses who don't have other business owners in their family and friends network. Because a lot of the time, people will give you advice from their perspective. And I know when I was starting out in business in the first couple of years when it was hard, like it's not still hard, but when it was really, really, really hard, people in my life who weren't self-employed, who had no desire to run a business, would say things like, should you not maybe just give this up? Should you not maybe just get a job? And a lot of people find that that's them being unsupportive. It's not. They're just giving you advice from their perspective because they don't want to build a business. They've not got the same goals as you. And if it was them, they would give up the business and go and get a job. So they're not being unsupportive necessarily. A lot of the time is they just don't understand the journey you're on and the struggles and what your end outcome is that you're striving for. So being in a community of people that completely understand where you're coming from and where you're trying to go and who have been on that journey or who are on that journey, that makes such a massive difference. Just being surrounded by people that get it. So if you are struggling at the moment to create habits, to further yourself on your business journey, your fitness journey, your wellness journey, whatever it is, find people online, in person. It could be the gym, it could be a local business networking event, it could be an online community, but find people and surround yourself with them and create that environment of people trying to achieve the same things. It makes your habits so much easier to achieve. So, habits, how to build them. Just do one. Make it easy, make it hard. Habit stack with something you already do and get yourself in the right environment. And as I said, read Atomic Habits and get yourself Google Calendar. Everybody needs Google Calendar. It will change your life and it will revolutionize how you organize your time and how much less overwhelmed you feel. And if you feel less overwhelmed, it's much easier to build a habit. I will speak to you very soon. Bye.